Three reasons why you should be using DaVinci Resolve when shooting Blackmagic footage. Number one is the color science. If you're not into color grading, you can easily apply a saturated, contrasty look that will convert your Rec. 709 log files into something usable. Number two is being able to play back and edit B-RAW to be able to handle the proxy files that these cameras create. And number three is being able to fix rolling shutter using camera gyro. It doesn't matter if you're using the studio paid version of Resolve or the free version. It doesn't matter which Blackmagic camera you're using. One of the reasons I love Blackmagic cameras is the color science. I've gotten great images from my production 4K, my Pocket 6K, the latest Cinema 6K camera, the full frame. It really does produce an impressive image. I'm a huge fan of the color science. What we want to do is go to File, Project Settings, and click on Color Management. And in here, you can choose a color science that suits your footage. For Blackmagic RAW, set up the color science to DaVinci YRGB Color Managed. It's going to take your footage from this to this. Keep in mind, this is if you've exposed properly in camera, if you've white balanced properly in camera. If the Blackmagic camera you're using shoots B-RAW, you can fix that. So in DaVinci Resolve, under the color page, going into Camera RAW and changing that, use your scopes, but also use your eyes to make sure that it's the look that you want. If your B-RAW files are really large and causing playback issues, there's a way you can play back in proxies. Just go into playback. Under proxy handling, you're going to say prefer proxies. Under timeline proxy resolution, do half or quarter. Now keep in mind, that's going to change the look a little bit. So when you're color grading, you want to be in full or not be in proxy playback. This is set up so that when you're editing, you can play the footage back a lot smoother. Use those settings when you're editing. So whether your Blackmagic camera shoots B-RAW, some of the older models shoot in Cinema DNG, those file types can be imported directly into DaVinci Resolve. You don't need to transcode or encode anything extra. Another advantage of using Blackmagic cameras with DaVinci Resolve is the new proxy folder that the Pixis, the full frame 6K, and I believe the Ursa 12K has. So these newer cameras, what they did was they got rid of ProRes. And instead, it strictly shoots B-RAW. However, it always creates a proxy folder of an HD H.264 file. For us cinema snobs out here, why would you want H.264? There are two advantages. Number one is if you import the proxies, DaVinci Resolve does not have to create proxy files. It will actually recognize the file name. Number two is if you are working on a project for somebody and they want promotional clips, something for social media, these file sizes are perfect. I know it doesn't make sense if you have a 6K or 8K camera to be using an HD resolution, but it just makes it easier to create these shorter files if you're handing off files to a client. One of the biggest advantages that's often overlooked with using Blackmagic cameras and DaVinci Resolve is being able to fix rolling shutter. There's a caveat here. You have to shoot in B-RAW. This will not work in ProRes. Highlight your clip. Under the inspector, look for stabilization. Drop it down and select camera gyro. Set the strength to 0. What that will do is limit how much it's going to crop in on the image and at least fix that jello effect with your footage. If it's really, really out of hand, it might end up cropping in a little bit more, but setting the strength to 0 is what will limit the crop. There are endless possibilities of what DaVinci Resolve does. For me, it's coming from the Blackmagic camera system and being able to incorporate that footage easily. I do know how to color grade, so that's not a problem, but having that color managed option saves me a lot of time. If there's a reason why you use DaVinci Resolve for your Blackmagic footage, let us know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And go out there, let's make some great art. Thanks for watching, everybody. Peace.